Welcome back, everybody, to Saving Sarah. We are getting super close. We've raised over $2,000 this weekend. Chat, you are absolutely amazing. We are ready for our next run, and we get to see the anticipated answer of that bid war. It is time for Sonic 06 with Focus. Focus, are you excited to hear who won?
Of course, yeah, I think I have an idea, but I would like just to confirm who won that very hectic bid war.
Very hectic, my goodness. So I do have some bad news for somebody. It's not for you because Silver has won that bid war with $65. We get to see Silver. Good job, chat.
Awesome. I'm really happy to show my favorite Hedgehog. So just for reference, Silver's story was actually a shorter category than the estimate we have on screen. It is actually a 50-minute category. So shorter. The 102 is Sonic's story, 52 is Shadow. Silver is technically the shortest at 50, but trust me, it is a great 50 minutes. There is a whole range of things you're going to see. And if you are unhappy with how the bid war came out, and you still want to see a little bit of Shadow, a little bit of Sonic, you can still do that. If we reach $2,150 by the end of this run, there will be a bonus 10-minute glitch exhibition where I show off 5 minutes of each of the stories that didn't win. So if you want to see what Sonic looks like in Sonic 06 at peak speedrunning form, if you want to see what Shadow looks like in Sonic 06 at peak speedrunning form, make sure to keep on donating, because if by the end of this run, if that hits, then we're on. We get to have additional Sonic 06 content, so please try your best to make that happen. I would love to see it. I would love to show off, because I think there's no bad choice in this bid war, and I want to show off a little bit of all three stories if I could today. So let's try to get that goal by the end of this run, but for now, this is Silver's story. No credits warp. And I am honestly ecstatic to show you all this. This run goes by pretty quick. There's a lot of content, and it's funny because so much of this run is just load screens, as a lot of people may know. Trust me, I need all the loading time I can to explain all this to you, because if I didn't, I would not have enough time to explain this run. It is so tech heavy, so jam-packed with things. So I think with that, we're going to go ahead and get ready. I would love to hear your lovely hosting voice once more to help count me down, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see Silver Best Boy in 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
Thank you very much. So right now I'm actually using on my own screen, I'm using a loadless timer. Because we have, or a loadless estimate timer, estimated loadless, because in Sonic 06 we now use loadless as a timing mechanism. But I don't have time for that. Right now I have to explain telethrow, which is the central trick in Silver's story. Basically, if you lift an object, press RT while standing on it at a steep enough angle, and then throw, and then hold towards the object, you'll get this. Essentially, you are throwing the object down at a 45-degree angle, but down at a 45-degree angle for Silver in this configuration is actually up, and however steep it is will determine how up you go, I suppose. You can then adjust Silver's facing direction to make the object throw in a different way, and we call that telethrow. Central trick to the story, easy to learn, hard to master, and we have another trick yet again. Normally we play as Blaze here, but I'm going to skip that. Silver's actions are limited by the action gauge, but if I press and hold X, the frame that the hover animation stops, I'm able to keep my hover momentum into my falling speed, and I'm able to regain the action gauge as I go along. This allows me to skip Blaze and once again telethrow. So we can telethrow on this rock all the way to the end over here. And there you go, that saves a lot more time over playing as Blaze. I'm holding X here, I'm now going to let go of X in this load screen. This will do a frame buffered input on the next screen, which will instantly make Blaze do her homing attack, which is called the Fire Claw. This allows us to get access to Silver sooner. So I just let go of X, it buffers that input frame 1, and bam, there you go, Silver again. And once again, telethrow, of course. This trick can be done on any object so long as it's liftable, and you just need to stand on it at a steep enough angle. It is a really fast trick, and obviously it can save a lot of time. So now we have results breakout. Happens when you swap characters and then don't hit a checkpoint after swapping characters. It allows you to play on the results screen because the game expects you to finish as the character you start a section with, and will not correct that until you hit a checkpoint. Unfortunately, we can't do the cool thing, which is called results skip. That's something we can do in Shadow's story because a number of factors work out that way. But in that, we can only just get a 1-up capsule, which, by the way, is actually kept. You'll see we have 6 lives when we start this first boss, Iblis Phase 1, and not 5. Now, we get onto Silver's combat mechanics. So he can pick up things from afar, RT while away from an object, and he can then pick them up and throw them at targets. This is his main combat mechanic, and so you throw objects in the order you pick them up. So the one that's to the right of me will be thrown first, and I wanted to do that so that it doesn't get influenced by the other objects. You have no direct control of how the object rotates in Silver's hands or grasp. So the thing you have control over is how exactly you pick them up to avoid things getting hit incorrectly. So that's why I walk in certain patterns and do certain things. It's so as to avoid instances where objects may not be thrown in the way you expect, or you throw an object and suddenly, oops, it throws into another object which explodes, and then you're out of luck. Fortunately, we got a decent pattern overall over here, and that's Iblis Phase 1. So yeah, just being aware of how you pick up objects, how they circle around you, and which order you throw them in, which is determine how you pick them up, is essential to combat in Silver Story. And now we get a break for the first time. I told you it's a jam-packed run. We get a break for the first time. There's a little bit of cutscenes that we skip, and then another telethrow to the hub world. So any announcements you have?
We do. We have a new bid war open, so another 2-for-1, everybody. For Lego Island, we need a file name. So you get to name that file name with a max of 6 characters, no special characters. And we do need that before the start of the run for Lego Island, which, we have Silver, that's 6. Shadow is 6 letters. Sonic is 5.
Yeah.
We could still get an opportunity
Nephilis,
to see it.
Which is one of the enemies in this game, is 8. Exactly 8.
Well, we can't. We only have 6 though.
I thought you said we had 8. My bad.
Enemies anyway. 6. Only 6.
Amy Roz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could do that.
That works. We have an opportunity. We got Silver here. Maybe y'all still want to see Shadow. Maybe you still want to see Sonic. Again, it's that 2-for-1. So if we hit that 2,150, we do get to see both of them in the glitch exhibition. But you can get even more of their name.
Yeah.
Or
you can see their name forever. Chat.
Exactly.
So here we're on Tropical Jungle, and it's a Silver Story that doesn't end in base. So of course it has telethrow in it. We're going to set up a telethrow on an explosive box, and we need to do this precisely. We need to stand right here and then hold forward. And then the face behind me is steep enough to do telethrow on. Notice all the lag. I'm going to hold the camera up so that it avoids some of that lag. And we can just telethrow over here. Notice that if I'm standing a certain way on the box, my facing direction, it alters the way in which the throw goes. Basically, if you face towards the direction that the face is facing, that's confusing. If you face that direction, you get maximum vertical height. If you face left or right from that position, you're going to get maximum horizontal distance in either direction. And if you stand upside down, that towards the ground, it'll make it launch towards the ground with very quick speed. I think for some reason we call that an Italian telethrow, and I don't remember why. But we have Blaze here, and you noticed that I had a save prompt earlier. I was holding X there so I could let go of X here. I could let go of X here and do a frame buffered input to break out of the automation and do something called a loop launch. This is only possible on 360, but the trick itself works on both versions. This is the basis of what does this works on both versions, but the homing attack beacons here don't exist on PS3, but they exist on 360, and we're able to do what's called a whiff. A whiff on a homing attack beacon basically is where you deliberately miss it and then continue parallel to the spot you hit, which right here would get me all the way to this part of the stage. Now I'm going to set up for something called the Advanced Spinning Claw, or ASC. Let's see if I can get it. Please be real. Wow, there we go. Yep, so that's the advanced spinning claw. I built up speed on the rail there, and then by doing a frame-perfect trick, I could extend the duration of this move, the spinning claw, in order to make it go long enough to do that, but also to last long enough to do that, but also to preserve the speed of my rail, which is very fast. As you could see, it went very fast. For some reason, that attack also makes you skip on water, which allows you to do that, and it's faster than doing a loop launch later into the section. So, yeah, that was a really hard trick I just nailed first try, which I normally never get, so we'll take those. I don't know how I did that, frankly. That's really good. I have no words. That's a really hard trick that I just kind of nailed, and so that's probably worth $65 for the glitch exhibition, isn't it, folks?
I think so. Which, yeah, $65. That's all we need to get that glitch exhibition. Y'all want to see more marathon, right?
I know I would. But hey, we're now...
Maybe I'll talk to some people in the town.
Iconic line of Sonic 06. We're going to do something called the lift exploit, because again, why would anything be simple in this category? So the lift exploit is a trick that allows us to clip out of bounds with certain geometries. So notably, this box has a flat bottom and we have a flat ceiling. And if I do this correctly, if the box can cooperate, it's not going to cooperate. So let's try that again. Basically, if you have a flat-bottomed object and you push it against a flat ceiling, and it would normally lift above the ceiling, you're pushed through it, which allows you to get out of bounds some places. But yeah, box collision detection can be annoying, especially if Amy's on top of it. But there you go. I'm out of bounds. I'm able to skip mission 8 this way and get directly to Dusty Desert. Now, Dusty Desert, we're going to use the lift exploit to get out of bounds, and then we're going to bring an object out of bounds, and of course we're going to telethrow it, because this is this story now. It's the telethrow category. But it's a really fun set of strats, because we have to use these pots. These pots only have a flat bottom when inverted. So I'm going to pick this one up, and I'm going to just... Normally it will default to like a horizontal position, but I'm going to deliberately flick it in such a way that it gets stand up like this. And then from here, I'm able to do the lift exploit. Break out of bounds, pick up another pot. I'm going to wait for the bullets to shoot. Then I'm going to go over here, pick up that pot, let it push against the wall, and it'll break out of bounds. Of course, now we have the pot in like this configuration, of which I'm going to try to... I might have to do something a little bit... This pot isn't as like horizontally aligned as I want it to be. That might be worse, actually. Let me see if I can get a better position here. No, I'm going to have to mess around with this pot, sorry. Basically, again, I don't have any direct control over the orientation of the pot. So I have to kind of go with... Okay, that's sort of nice. Now, I need it to stand on a certain way in order to get on a flat bottom. Stay there? Good. Okay. Now we have a steep enough side here to telethrow off of. 1, 2, 3. Dusty Desert is just one big death plane. So there's death planes to the right and to the top. So I don't want to go too high nor too far to the right. And there you go. Final room. A little bit iffy with the pot setup. We got a bad angle initially, and I had to push it against the wall. Because again, we don't have any direct control over the objects we pick up. We kind of just get them to rotate in certain ways. Eventually, it became nice enough for me to do that, and there you go. You're at the end of Dusty Desert. So, again, this run is so much information at once. I promise we'll have more times for donations and for announcements later in the run. There will be a good period of about a minute. But until then, we have probably the most infamous boss in the game, or at least the other... I would say the other versus way is probably more infamous. People fighting Silver as Sonic, that would be where a lot of playthroughs end. Now, as Silver, you like chairs? You like tables and chairs and such? Seating equipment, you know, that sort of thing that you can use to beat a 16-year-old Hedgehog? So I'm deliberately doing this slightly slow, because I do not want to get too fast of a time, as I'll explain why, although this is unusually slow even for me. Basically, you want to defeat the boss in 13 seconds. That'll guarantee you an A rank. which is less than 30k here, because it's only time bonus and score. You get 10,000 for defeating a boss, and then you get some sort of time bonus. If you get 13 seconds and an A rank, it's the same amount of time as getting 7.5 seconds and an S rank. You're guaranteed an S rank if you get 12 seconds or under. So you want to avoid an S rank in order to avoid that second animation there. The gold medal animation is slower, and if you can, it's 5.5 seconds of time every time it happens. So if you can avoid the S rank in less than 5.5 seconds, you save time. So a 13-second A rank is equivalent to a 7.5-second S rank, which is really hard to get. So yeah, what a beautiful place Venice is to murder a blue hedgehog. Which is funny, because they made a game about that later. But anyway, the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't think it's because of this boss, but maybe. Right here, we normally would have to get the Shock Bracelet, which is an upgrade that is super useful for like casual play and for combat. It's basically a silver ground pound a la Mario. It's done by holding X in the air, and it works out like a stun effect that allows you to stun enemies and pick them up, which is super useful for big hordes of enemies, but it unfortunately busies up the X button, which we don't want. So instead, which I would normally need to hit all those switches at once, instead of that, I'm going to pick up this sign, and I'm going to get it on its back, please. Okay. Let it rotate a bit. Come on. Come on. You want to go on your back for me. I think I could still do it this way, but it's not preferred. Yeah, no, let's try that again. So I'm pushing it against the wall in a certain way that it will allow us to clip through via a very funny fashion. I think this should work. Oh, come on. The hub worlds are not being kind to me today. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why that works. It just does. You just put it flat on that way, and then you just walk through. I don't know. It's Sonic 06.
Fair explanation, yeah.
We have the last segment of Blaze here, which we're going to try another ASC at the very end of the stage to put through the door. But this is pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to move around as Blaze. Her walking speed's pretty fast. So if you have any announcements you'd like to make, now's a decent time. You got about 40 seconds.
I do. So we're getting closer to that milestone, everybody. To get that glitch exhibition, we need to hit that before the end of this run. That's $2,150. So we do have a $10 donation from Zokubun for the bid war for the Lego. It's for silver. Ooh. $10 towards silver that says, I think we need more silver in our lives.
Interesting.
3.
I like the fact that Lego Island, so when we defeat the, the pizza burglar? I forget his name. It's just like silver. Oh, we got the ASC, let's go. There you go. That's another way to... The hard tricks as Blaze I'm nailing, and I would like to think that's because she's as hot as a pizza oven, which is what we need in silver to win the Lego Island Bid War.
Oh, so you want silver for that?
Why not? And more silver, the better, you know? Where's the entrance to Eggman's base? That's what I'm asking, bro. I'm always saying this. Yeah, no, Silver is one of my favorite Sonic characters, and I love how much of a silly dork he is in this game and a lot of other games. This telethrow is really annoying, because these are not, like, perfectly spherical, and yet I'm somehow nailing it. Again, the tricks I'm usually really bad at, I'm nailing in this run, and I don't know how. And then the tricks I'm usually consistent at, I'm wasting like a full minute on. I'm gonna chalk that down to Lego Island.
Fair. But just to finish Zoku's comment towards it, also for you, also congrats on nailing that first try, Focus.
Thank you again in the future, because you somehow managed to predict it twice. That might be community gold for White Acropolis, which is the best White Acropolis that's been done single segment. Maybe? I don't know. I have to check. That's a 20-second gold for me, so pretty good. And then we get Egg Genesis here. 06 is wonderful because it's one of those games that you have so many load screens, you can actually just, like, do your taxes in the middle of it. Like, I'm just have, like, everything open on a separate tab. We have Egg Genesis here. So Egg Genesis is an interesting boss in that you have to use these missiles he shoots at you at the start. I'm going to pick up a full load of them. and I'm going to shoot 6 exactly here. 6 twice over, and then I'm going to wait for him to shoot another set of missiles. And when he does that, I'm going to release the rest of my batch. Oh, I didn't do that right. Oops. This is going to go badly. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't know the backup here, frankly, because I've never messed it up that badly. We have a box I could throw at him. Yes, but that wasn't enough. Can I throw you at him? Please?
You got this?
Sure! Why not? The backup of all time, just throw other enemies at him. I've never had to do that.
I mean...
That went pretty bad, but hey, it's at least over. Keep it floating up here, and if I do this correctly, I can die again. Oh no, unfortunately I had invincibility. Yeah, that wasn't a great egg. That actually lost all the time I saved in White Acropolis, funnily. But hey, Sonic 06. When anything goes wrong in this game, just say Sonic 06 and it'll be fine. So, this run has been pretty fun so far. A lot of stuff happening, a lot of things to do. Obviously, you can throw off almost anything. Blaze can go through everything completely quickly. And by the way, you can clip through almost anything if your speed is right and the geometry is right. As we see, that's pretty awesome overall, right? So now we get on to the fastest part of the game ever. The fastest part of the game ever. This is speed.
I promise.
This is defeat the pursuers and escort Elise. This is true Sonic 06 gaming. I thought it would have loaded in by now. This is Amy. This is the fastest she goes. So this mission's about 50 seconds. You can't skip it. You just gotta defeat the enemies really slowly. Perfect time for donations or announcements.
Of course. Well, she'll take her time. She'll get there.
We love a queen that takes her time and values her energy.
Exactly. The bid war is seeming to still be Silver versus Shadow. Even in a Lego game, we have a $15 donation from Tav, $15 for the other best boy, Shadow. That also takes us to $40 away from that milestone to get your glitch exhibition for Sonic 06. I know you said we're going to get to see Sonic and Shadow in that.
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what we see during that exhibition?
You're going to see 2 boss despawns. You're going to see 2 boss despawns, 1 for each character. No joke. You're going to get to see 2 boss despawns. You're going to get to see how we break a mission. You're going to get to see how we break the first section of one stage. And then you're going to get to see how we manage to do something in the true 100% category as Shadow. One of my favorite tricks in that run, in fact. So, $40 away. We're about the halfway point of this run right now, of Silver's story. So, get your donations in, and don't cough in the middle of them, otherwise it'll ruin the entire mood of the message. We're going to head for the station. And so right now we're going to get what is the most effective trick in the late game. The teleport dash, or the Heart of Wind. So remember I mentioned earlier the way that you can extend your hover, your levitation. We call those levitation extensions, or LEs. I forgot to mention that. The stun slap held in midair allows for that weird momentum conservation property, where basically the hover is maintained in the momentum of your held stun slap in the air, like that. You can see I go slightly faster. Well, now we apply that to this move, and we get this. We can now press X and go really fast, as you can see, because the teleport dash can do that. So this is an extended teleport dash. It is a frame-perfect trick, but it is the same frame every time, which makes it consistent. You just gotta be good at pressing the X button every time. I'm gonna hover over here, I'm gonna hover around. This skips mission 11, a normally required mission. And we're gonna just jump into Radical Train here. Now this run's been pretty fun so far, I would say. Pretty fun run for everyone involved. If you haven't loved Sonic 06 yet, from what we've seen so far, I'm going to make you love it in 30 seconds or less. So, telethrow, we've talked about that. Any liftable object, and I mean any. This is a shovel.
Okay.
That new ride gear is so cool, isn't it? Anyways, yeah, so that was a telethrow on a shovel, because why not? And then we do a super extended teleport dash. Remember that I skipped the shock bracelet, right? That normally would busy up holding the X button in midair. But because I skipped the shock bracelet, I can now hold X after I hit that one frame in my teleport dash, and extend myself even further, hence super extended teleport dash. That momentum lasts until you let go of X. It's forward momentum that builds up with gravity, so you get those giant leaping arches. Funny enough, those are difficult in frame perfect. The trick where I do the funny thing on the shovel isn't. It's just a testament to how visually complex Silver can be, and how misleading it can be at times, let's say. So now we went on to Shadow, who obviously I want Silver to beat Shadow in the Lego Island Bid War, so let's defeat Shadow in game first.
Oh.
So I messed that up. I'm going to try again. I'm trying to use these shovels, which don't hit him directly, to break the train at the bottom. You can see there's a train cart. That's not working. I'm just going to do the backup. Pick up Shadow, let him drop. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just picking up barrels, because there aren't a lot of objects here, unlike in Sonic's story. Sonic's story has a lot more objects present, whereas with Shadow, he doesn't. So I'm just kind of limiting myself to these bunches of barrels. They do respawn, but I need to be careful not to hit too many at once. Because otherwise Shadow may end up hurting himself before I am able to throw anything at him. Oh, come on. There we go. That's Shadow. Should be like a 44. Yeah, there we go. Not bad. Definitely could have been faster had I gotten the, because you get 2 hits of HP by throwing the, basically he falls a little bit before he jumps up to attack you, and if you aim for him then, it'll hit the train card instead, and that'll hit him for 2 HP, and then you do the same thing I just did, where you hit him 4 times, and you pick him up so that he ends his, like, dizzy state early, and then you hit him 4 times again, and then continue until you get a decent time like this. Oh, I'm gonna... Because technically Loadless doesn't count the cutscenes, I'm going to let you all enjoy cinema for a second.
Chaos control.
You got to watch it every time you do a marathon run. You just can't not, you know? For the fans. So anyways, this is Aquatic Base. This is one of the few stages where we don't use telethrow at all. In fact, the only main stage where we don't, because there's too many death planes, and inside is bad. So we're gonna clip out of bounds here with the extended teleport dash.
A laboratory like this under Solana?
And then we're gonna SETD to the very last room of the stage, and then I'm gonna clip into here.
Let's start by getting rid of them.
Destroy these monsters. Bam, 11 seconds. Normally 4 minutes, casually. You're just right there at the end, and you're able to kill everything like that. And then we get probably one of the more technical stages in the run, because you're not overly reliant on telethrow. You have to do a lot of stuff with Silver without objects. So one of the things is if you double tap A really quickly, you can do what's called a teleslide. It is a teleport dash that's just on the ground in grounded momentum. And then it's really efficient for quick movement on the ground, but of course it's a pretty tight double tap. However, if you're used to playing Shadow's story and you're used to the double tapping to mash homing attack there, it's a very similar timing, but it's only good on like surfaces where you can guarantee it. We're gonna go do a bit of Super Monkey Ball over here, as with these silver orbs. I don't know why I said blue. And we're gonna line up here for a hopeful clip out. Yes, that is called hope and clip, because pretty much as soon as you do the SCTV, you just have to hope you align correctly, or else it won't work. Okay. So now the unfortunate part is not having the shock bracelet makes combat a lot slower. So these orbs, these little explosive balls, can do a lot of damage, so you want to pick up as many as you can. And these little birds here, you want to make sure you get them stuck on these enemies, because they can be very difficult to grasp otherwise. They're a bit too high for Silver's usual range. I'm going to pick up a ring here just to be safe. Like, see, I can't even get him. I'm going to just... These birds are really annoying, and they've given me very bad RNG, so I need to go ahead and try to jump up here and stun them. See how annoying this is? That you could just get this to happen by accident is unfortunate. The Go Ring only spawns when all of them are gone. So, yeah, that was a pretty good example of what not to have aquatic base end like. So there you go. Yeah. There's still some things that are hard to control as Silver, and enemy RNG can be one of them, but which is why I tried to stay close to the ground through most of that. Because if you're close to the ground, you'll be able to keep them from going too high, trying to lunge at you, because then when they lunge, they'll end up higher than they originally were. Yeah. We have Mission 14 up next. I'll explain Mission 14, and then we're going to get a good amount of time to have announcements and other things while I do some stuff out of bounds. So this mission is one of the required missions in the game. It is unskippable. You can't skip it, unfortunately, like we did the other ones. And we're going to stop Dr. Eggman's plans, and that involves talking to Anna. She knows the secret. I'm doing it in whisper voice because the game just puts it in like double hyphen, like an M dash. I'm like, why? So I'm just imagining they're whispering it to you because it's a secret. So we're gonna talk to this NPC here. I didn't do the telesite correctly. Hey, iconic lines of Sonic 06. It's one of my favorites. Hey, hey, hey. I can't do it as well as I used to, honestly. Yeah, protect Anna. She knows the secret. And so you got this long loading screen just to tell you what to do. It's an escort mission. Now, normally in most escort missions, you're supposed to protect the person you're escorting, right? I mean, it even says protect Anna. Like, that's what it wants us to do. But, what if instead we push Anna away from a bench to start? Because if she gets stuck on the bench, it loses time. So we're going to push her away from this bench. No bench. No bench. Good, 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 Anna. Now go. Go forth, my Anna. You can do it! Yes! Keep on going! Yeah, no, she'll just go to the end of the stage on her own. Fun fact, if you spawn on the enemies now, she'll go slightly faster. Up until a point. So now we're just purposely endangering her to make her go faster at 2 points. That was the first boost. I didn't think I did it that well. Let's try the second boost here shortly. So we're deliberately spawning in enemies behind her. That one was better. So yeah, we basically scare her to get her onto 2 positions on bridges, because then there's no way to go but forward. And then we scare her to go faster, and that's it. She'll go to the end of the stage. The enemies only spawn in when it's within Silver's draw distance, so there'll be no enemies for her, and we can just go out of bounds and mess with stuff. You have like a minute to mention donations or any announcements you'd like, host. Go right ahead.
Okay, well, I hope that she's okay.
She's great. She's lovely. Yes. We love Anna. She is mother, as we say. She knows the secret. Of course she's going to be great.
That's true. That's true.
She knows the secret.
So,
do not worry.
We are fair. We are $40 away. Never mind.
Sorry, that's not the right number. Okay. Who did that? Barrel Captain for you. I didn't get the Barrel Captain, actually. Oh, well.
Forgive me for speaking. I was gonna say, oh, we're in danger, but never mind. We have a $300 donation from K Alamode, and it simply says, I see Sonic 06, I donate.
That was easy.
That was not the voice line I was expecting Silver to say. I thought Silver was gonna say, great! And I was, but no, that was easy. Staples is what you get, sponsorship. That's the ad revenue, the $300 donation. Seriously, though, thank you. We have now hit the Glitch exhibition, and you're going to get to see Sonic and Shadow in this as well. So thank you so much.
Absolutely amazing.
That was a fun mission. I tried to do something called Barrel Captain. Basically, I tried to put a barrel on top of a captain because you can, and it's funny, and it's usually a good sign if we get it. I unfortunately put the barrel next to Captain, and I don't know what that means for the run, frankly. I don't know what that means. Usually it's just a sign of where the rest of this run is going to go. To be safe, I'm going to save and quit, so I get my 5 lives back for the end of this run. You notice I'm about, like, 2 lives. If you save and quit with less than 5 lives, you get 5 lives. So I saved there on Solely on the Forest, and now we're going to get back with 5 lives. Because we only have a few more missions that we have to complete. We used to skip them. I used to do this trick called Trials Skip, which I was the only one really capable of doing it. It involved doing the levitation extensions against a wall, and if you missed 1 of them, or 2 of them, you're pretty much toast and have to redo the trick over. But nowadays, because of loadless, it's actually faster and more efficient to do the missions outright that we'd normally skip in RTA. So something that saves like 2 minutes RTA is actually slower by 30 seconds loadless, which just shows you how much load times there are in this run. And it's all for the best because I get wonderful interactions with both members of chat and our lovely host here. We're going to go ahead and start the trial of friendship. So what do you think about when you think of friendship? What do you think about when you think... Oh my gosh. Sorry. What do you think about when you think of friendship, Champrul? What do you think? What's friendship all about?
You know, bonds and memories and...
Tax? When I heard bonds, I'm like, oh, taxes, yeah! No, yeah, bonds and memories. What about putting your friend in a cage and then rescuing friend from said cage by doing this? So we're gonna... Blaze is in a cage.
No.
She's a cat. She's used to being in cages, I guess. We're gonna put this box against her right here. Just let it... Yep. Then I'm gonna push it forward a little bit, and then I'm gonna... Yeah, there you go. You just need to do a teleport dash. I don't know why. The walls are very thin on that those types of cages. Friendship! We did it, folks! That's how you make friends! Don't put explosives next to your friend caged in a box. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think you should do this. I do not support that. But it's what Sonic 06 does. Next up is Memory, which is kind of a nothing mission. This is the main reason why Trial Skip is even faster RTA. This mission is a bunch of load screens. The answer is always go the right portal, go to the right portal, go to the left portal. In that order, always. There's no other way to do it. That's just how it's done. But basically, I think the premise of the mission is if you didn't know the answer, you'd have to, like, just, like, what's the term? No. You'd have to do trial and error, you know, to get the answer, and eventually you'll get it right, and that's supposedly the test of memory? Like, come on. But it's right, left. Just go into the right portal, left portal, and then you're done. This is less than 3 seconds of actual gameplay in, like, sandwiched between, like, a McDonald's supersized order of load screens. Like, this is a Big Mac times 3 with the amount of load screens that are in between every single piece of juicy, meaty gameplay. And that's the test of memory. I'm good at analogies, I promise. A tasty Big Mac of a mission. So, yeah. We have one last mission, which is the most involved, which is mission 18, the Trial of Heart. It's funny, we call these the trials, and they're obviously called... Well, they're called trials in the text, like the dialogue, and yet they're called test of blank. So we call them the trials, they're called the test in the titles, but they're actually referred to as the trials in dialogue. We call them the trials, hence trial skip. But yeah, mission 18 here is basically combat with no objects. So we have to use the enemy's own weapons against them. So I'm going to walk forward, and I'm going to pick up these bullets. I have enough to get the next phase as well. And now I can get this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to teleslide forward if I can, and get this yellow one. Unfortunately, I just got bamboozled by a bunch of missiles. I need to get more missiles shot at me, though. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get my rings, and then we use these remaining missiles as much as we can. Notably, we're going to try to use them on these one-hit white robots. Or actually, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's a good use of them. Where you can, you want to throw this back at the enemy it's thrown at, from you. So, where possible, because that insta-kills them. So I'm going to try to get it to shoot. 1, 2... it only insta-kills them on the second hit, though. So there you go. Not bad, not great. Bit slow at times, but we did get the mission done. If done efficiently, and I didn't do it efficiently, admittedly, it could be done in like 40 seconds. Sub-minute. Okay, cool, I slapped him by accident. That's called a text breakout. If you're pressing X on the results screen or holding it, you can break out of the normal like text loop, like dialogue loop, and explore some weird hub worlds sometimes. I didn't mean to do that, I just did it. Anyway, yeah, we only have 2 stages and a boss left, so we're almost at the end of Silver's story. Naturally, this late into the run, there wouldn't be like a new trick we're having to learn and explain, right? No, like not, nah. We've done everything. There's the telethrow, there's the ETD, there's the SETD, there's the LE, there's the ASC. There's so many acronyms. Lovely. Yeah, unfortunately, we have to talk about another trick. I love it, but it's a lot at once. So this is the tele-launch, which derives from a now obsolete trick called the tele-fling. The telefling is essentially standing on an object while you're picking it up from afar. It will try to push it away from Silver constantly, which allows you to sort of fly in the air, but uncontrollably. If you then throw the object and then try to lift it as normal in that state, you get a tele-launch, which is this. Try that again. We need a certain steepness to clip through the ceiling here. So if we do that... This might be too low. I think I'm too low. No? Okay. Sure. Yeah, there you go. That's telethrow. That's telelaunch. Basically, if in the middle of a telefling, which is this weird state where you've thrown an object while on top of it, but it's like perpetually grabbed, you can then press and hold RT and you'll be launched into the air. It will all go to vertical momentum for some reason, which allows you to get vertical height super quick and allows you to skip the entirety of that first section, like that. It's only used here because that rock has some consistent setups. Whereas it would only really be possible on spheres consistently otherwise. Okay, box. Be kind. Be kind. We got the glitch exhibition box. You don't need to start it now. We're gonna set up the box here. I'm trying to get this face that's facing away from me right now to go forward like that, and this should be steep enough to telethrow. This is the most complex telethrow in the game. So as you can see, I'm having to chain them really quickly because it's not getting a lot of height. Then I can go to the right, and we've gotten over the invisible wall. And to get more height here. The castle to my right is the end of the stage. You can see I'm positioning Silver in a very precise manner to try to get that, and then I needed SCTD. I didn't get it, but we can do LEs to the end of the stage. This skips the entirety of having to play as Sonic in this story, and is faster because of that. You want to get the SCTD, but if you don't get it, you can still make it. It's just slightly slower. As you can see, we're having to hover over everything. Yeah, this run is very tech-based, but fortunately the rest of the run is all telethrows. And funnily enough, all box telethrows as well. So we set up boxes in certain ways. This is the final combat section. You want to get these enemies to throw you a lot of missiles, so you can pick them up and sort of shoot them at everyone. Kind of like... Oh my... That one evaded everything, so we'll take that. And there you go. That's the end of Kingdom Valley, and I was slow-ish at section 2, so that avoids the S rank, which is faster. But you can only avoid the S rank when you're so slow, you know. So it would save time if you can get like a 1 minute, which 1 minute flat, which is possible. Very tight, but possible. But yeah, that's Kingdom Valley. Next up, we have Flame Core, which is box stage, the video game. We love boxes. It just so happens that boxes are the easiest thing, because boxes, obviously, they have, 6 sides, and they're all even, so you can kind of manipulate them in a semi-consistent way. A sphere is the easiest thing to tele-throw on, because you can get to a steep angle really easily, and you'll stay on the object if it spins. Whereas a box, you're not guaranteed that. So I'm going to jump here, box beneath me, push it forward, and then wait for it to settle a little bit. We're going to just nudge it back until we get a steep enough angle at the front. We need it to be, first of all, we need to be shallow enough to stand on, and then we want to steepen it slowly over time. This should be good. Not the steepest angle, but it will do. So we're then going to telethrow to this section here, and we should be back inbounds to our left. So, can't get the SVTD, so I'm just going to LE over. Teleslide, into a dog, Iblis dog. SCTD over to here, and then we're going to get back inbounds down here. Remember that holding X also recharges your action gauge in midair for some reason, so you're able to use it to get more hover, which is why it's useful to do LEs in midair, because not only does it keep your momentum, it also, refills your action gauge, which allows you to do more things as Silver, which is awesome. Up next, we have yet another box telethrow setup. This one's harder because there's a small hole in the ceiling which you need to thread through, and if you hit any bit of geometry on the ceiling, you won't get through it. So let's see if we can get it. Over here, we're gonna clip through here, up to here on this glowing orb. Hover a little bit. Destroy the explosive box like so. We're gonna bring this metal box over to here. We're gonna collect this ring capsule. Spent ring capsules, I should mention, have some geometry still. They still have some, like, physical, like, shape, which is why it's great to set up on them, because they're just a little bit steep, as you can see. And we're gonna try to set up this box in the same way we did the one in Section 1. We need this quite steep, so we can't be too shallow. But we need to be shallow enough to stand on first. That is too shallow. I think we need to go a little bit... try a bit more. I'm gonna try it on this. Nice. So we got through that hole in the ceiling, and now I'm gonna try to go directly to the end of the stage by getting a lot of height. I didn't get the SCTD. I'm just gonna go back in bounds here. There are death planes to my left. I think I'm too low that I will hit them if I stay out of bounds. So I'm just gonna go back in bounds. This is normally the last section of the stage. You can actually hover around those death planes if you're high enough and then get directly to the goal ring, but I don't want to risk dying when I got the trick. I'm going to get on the ground here. You can pause buffer a teleslab by doing A, pause plus A, which is what Shadow uses in his story to do a lot of stuff. And there you go. That's Plane Core, and we have one more boss left before the end of Silver's story. Very nice.
Do we have a quick time for a quick message, rather?
Sure.
Okay, so we do have an update. Speaking of glitch exhibitions, don't forget we have the Sonic 06 glitch exhibition right after this run. You all met that. Awesome job, chat. But we do have another glitch exhibition to see for Lego Island. We need to raise a total of $50 to be able to get that one. When you go to your donation, exclamation donate, when you go to your donation, make sure you are clicking. You'll see that incentive for that Lego Island glitch exhibition. Make sure you add that to your donation. We want to see all the glitch exhibitions we can see today, chat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an 06 runner. You think I like glitches? Yes. So this, unfortunately, Silver's story ends in possibly the most unfortunate manner with a boss that's essentially just a, like, a claw machine, not a claw machine, what is it? The casino, Sonic has it. You know what I'm talking about, like the things that are just luck. Sonic has one of them. He gambles, right? You know, sort of slot machine, that's the term. Yeah, it just ends with like a literal slot machine. These are all... You can see we can get some additional hits from luck by picking up these things that are thrown at us. And it's all just luck. Sometimes they'll explode in your hand, like that. And I think I got a good enough thing to get like a 220 at least. So I'm gonna keep this going. Man, no, it's all down to that might not be close enough actually. So if this gets a 330, we know why. I might be one hit off. Yeah, this is the worst part of Silver's story, frankly. This boss is just, there's no way to despawn him. There's no way to do anything with him. You just at the whims of Idless Face Fee as he slowly walks towards you and shoots his fire waves that, if you stand here, do nothing. So that's what we do. I don't think I got great luck, unfortunately. I think this is good enough to get me a 220 if I get everything else perfectly, though. So I think it should be fine. I just have to nail every other hit that we now have. So let's see if I can do that. But yeah, I want to say thank you, everyone, for obviously supporting Sarah here on today. I'm just really glad that my runs have been able to raise a decent amount of money as part of the marathon. And I love that people got into the bid war as much as they did. We're going to pick up a few ones that normally drop here and here. So we get these two ones that normally would fall off. And then I think we'll have 5 HP remaining on this bad boy. And that should be enough to kill. Yes, that looks like less than 5 HP. So there's time is up soon.
He's going to try to destroy the foothold from a distance this time. Here it comes, Silver.
So when we throw away the God Puff, we call them Cocoa Puffs, by the way, the meteors in the Sonic 06 community. So when we throw the God Puff away, boom, time.
GG.
Not bad. 46-49, 46-47 on my end.
49. Awesome job.
Definitely solid. Well under estimate. I even saved and quit and still had that. We watched part of a cutscene and we still got this. So some amazing splits in there, I should say. Some amazing parts of that. You know, namely like Wave Ocean Blaze. White Acropolis might still be Community Gold, which is pretty good. I would say pretty good. It was a lot of fun.
You did amazing.
I had a great time. But of course, it's not the end of Sonic 06. Just the start. Thanks to the wonderful, wonderful donations we've gotten in, I have a glitch exhibition to show you all, don't I?
That's true. Before we get into that, you just mentioned, you know, that we've raised quite a bit of money during your 2 runs today.
Yeah.
Very quickly, we have met that glitch exhibition for
Had a
Lego
feeling when
Island.
you said $50 that someone would have met it. Had a feeling. I'm glad that feeling was correct. Let's say.
Yes, it is a $50 donation from K Alamode that says, "I see Lego Island glitch exhibition. I donate."
$350. K. Hey.
Yes.
Hey. I see you. I see you. Anyways,
Thank you
the
so
gay
much.
power anthem of all time. Silver's theme, confirmed canonically gay by the person who sings the song. So we support we support our LGBTQ friends, including myself, because I'm gay. I don't know why I said like I wasn't.
Well, it's fine.
But yeah, no, this song is awesome, and it won't get us copyright striked. Unlike Sonic's song, Sonic's end theme in the credits features Akon and will get you a DCMA. No joke. So I always skip Sonic's one because I don't want Akon to get money off of my speedruns.
You know, yeah, that's an interesting. It's interesting there.
So let's go ahead and begin this glitch exhibition here soon. I'm gonna load into one of my practice save files so I can show you. We'll start with Sonic. I loaded into the wrong save file. That's the one I just ran on. I run on Metal Sonic right here. Yeah, that's because I'm a robot wasp. I like a robot hedgehog. That's my practice file for 06. So, hard drive. Yeah, so this glitch exhibition, I'll let you know when to count down. But we're gonna start with Sonic. I'm gonna show off a few things in his story. We're gonna start with this boss. And you can see the time already. There might be something interesting here. And then we're just gonna go through in about 10 minutes. We're gonna show off 5 minutes of Sonic story, 5 minutes of Shadow story. Should be a great time all around. So, are you ready to count down,
I think we are. Yeah. Alrighty, let's get this glitch exhibition going in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the final boss of Sonic's story. This is Egg Wyvern. This is a variant of a trick that is the earliest known to exist in Sonic 06. It was found in January 2007. So we're going to get on his horn earlier than intended, and then we're going to use the Sky Gem to bounce back, and then launch into the air, and then, yeah, the boss is over. There you go. Let me explain that a bit better, what just happened. So the Sky Gem is one of the custom actions Sonic has. We're going to see it in this next part here. I'm going to take a little drink while we let the results screen play. Basically, the Sky Gem is basically the Ender Pearl. I know that's a bit of a... like, the term I couldn't figure out in the first part I was saying. Like, anti-crystal... like, whatever, against time. I just can't remember the English term. Where it's like, oh, you know, that it happened after 06. But it's basically the Ender Pearl. It launches you to wherever it lands. So we can use it as an item to homing attack, to get enough height to homing attack the horn at the start of the boss. It then launches us back into the playing field, and we're now both on Egg Wyvern's horn and not. So because of that, the game doesn't know where we are. But if we launch up into the sky, there is some sort of, like, load zone or something that just basically says the boss is over, and then we can defeat it in 5 seconds. That's what's called Skyclo. Skyclo because Sky Gem, and then the person who found it had Clo at the end of their name, I can't remember. Yeah, that's Egg Wyvern. Another boss that's pretty quick is Silver. It's a fun one to show off in Sonic's story. Because a lot of people had a lot of trouble with this boss casually. It's really funny because we've gotten this boss down to a science. Said science is this. I'm going to homing attack him at the start, the very beginning. And I'm going to go back and align myself here. At 4 seconds, I'm going to hit him again. I then need to get the timing right for the remaining hits. But basically, I time the remaining hits after that. Too early. So if he grabs you like this, it's too early. So I'm going a little too fast. Let me slow down and do this. Too early. Okay. But essentially, we are at a specific range where Silver cannot grab us because our homing attack is going too fast. Like, that's too close to Silver. Too early. Unfortunately, I couldn't show it off quite right. My timing's a little bit off. But basically, you get that timing constantly to avoid Silver's grab range, and with 0 rings, you can just kill him like that. I couldn't get it because my timing is slightly off. I'm a little too... I want to input things too fast. So, unfortunately, I couldn't show that. Up next, we have I'm going to show off the first part of Aquatic Base. This part is very intense in Sonic's story. It involves M-Speed, yes, the stuff from Sonic Unleashed is in this game, and a lot of gem switching and gem mechanics. So first things first, we're going to do a blue gem spin dash to go really fast at the start. And I'm going to use M-Speed to go through these dash panels. Come on. The battleship will take off any minute. Tails, Knuckles, let's hurry. So M-Speed is holding the control stick at, like, barely walking speed. It allows you to get more speed from the on the ground than you otherwise would. Because then the speed cap would clip in. This is called... Yes, Rainbow Jump, got that. Sky Gem allows you to do that. We can do what's called White Gem clips here. If we switch to the White Gem, it allows us to do a homing attack on the ground immediately, which Sonic can't normally do. It allows us to then use that speed to clip through walls instead of having to do a jump and then landing. We're now going to set up for Tails skip. Normally you're supposed to play as Tails in this future section, but over here I can jump as Sonic. Sky Gem over to here. And this might look familiar to you. This is the start of Silver's story, Aquatic Base. We're in this section now. Going to Sky Gem clip through here. And now we're at the end of the section. Sky Gem to here. And there you go, end of that section. A little bit rough. I haven't practiced Sonic as much as I should. But hey, there you go. That's pretty cool. So we're done with Sonic for now. We're going to go on to Shadow's stuff next. Naturally, Shadow also starts with a despawn, because if it's any story besides Silver, you can despawn at least one of the bosses. This one has a fun story behind it. So, Gordon Ramsay, spelled with an I, Gordin, Gordon Ramsay, who is one of the 06 runners, best known for really making Shadow a very interesting speedrun with a lot of the tech he found. He was running for AGDQ 2021, and he was going to do a trick called Final Hit, which is essentially a trick that saves 10 seconds but loses the full boss if you go for it. And I was like, why are you doing this? This is really silly. You should probably do something else. He then decided to do some digging into the game's code, into its Lua code, and eventually figured out that you can do something very interesting in Iblis Phase 2. So we're going to do a few things to set up here. I'm deliberately turning on that specific lantern, or light, orb, turning it on, and then I'm going to Chaos Spear, which is this hover move that Shadow has. You can send a spear down. I'm going to hover over this ring. He's going to attack us. And I'm going to then do a pause clip out of bounds. Pause clips are super useful in Shadow's story. Basically, by pausing and pressing A, you get grounded speed, which allows you to clip through almost anything. I'm going to stay here until 40 seconds and a half, and then I'm going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, jump. Okay. We're now falling through the abyss. This is intentional. This is the thing we're supposed to do. I'm going to the very edge of the bounding box of this stage, and at 109.5, I should be able to press the Chaos Spear and hover myself just above the edge of the bounding box. 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be low enough. I hope I'm low enough. We'll see. If I'm not, we'll have to do it again. Hi, Iblis. So Iblis spawns underneath us at 20,000 units beneath us. And since we're at the bounding box, he's technically in the despawn range, which if I've done this right, should do this. Yep, that's the boss. That just spawns it. It's over. That's it. That saves a full minute off of what we could do previously.
Perfect.
It's just gone. It's in the out of bounds area, which if it's in that area, it should be dead. The game's like it should be despawned. When the boss tries to finish its attack pattern, because it spawns underneath us at 20,000 units when it tries to attack us on those stalactites, because that's how it figures out which one to attack. But it just does that for anywhere Shadow is. So because Shadow is now near the bounding box and Iblis is technically within the out-of-bounds region, when the game tries to finish that function, it actually just despawns the boss, and since the boss is no longer present, the game is like, you must have defeated it. And the boss is gone. There you go. We're going to go into Tropical Jungle Rouge next. A little rouge didn't hurt anyone, as I'm one to say. I've never said that before. I just came up with it. I don't know why I said that.
Okay. First time for everything.
So we're gonna try for something called a moon jump here, at least. And if I don't get it after 2 attempts, we're gonna move on. We're gonna quickly just speed climb these walls. The corners are broken, and so you can climb up them very quickly. If you hover and then let go on A the frame before you land, you should get this. Dang, dang, dang! I really wanted that. I'm gonna try one more time. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna do it. This is a frame-perfect trick, but I go for it bufferless because it's cooler that way and faster. So if I let go of A the frame before I land... Let me see if I can just get it. You know, a moon jump's a moon jump. Can't get it. Oh well. Basically, a moon jump allows you to, as the name would make you think, it allows you to go from the very top of something to the very bottom. Like it basically cancels your gravity downward, but it releases all this momentum upward. And I'm going to quickly do one more stage, White Acropolis. So White Acropolis has the results skip I mentioned earlier, and we might be a little over the time of 10 minutes. My apologies. It should be more like 11 now. I failed Moon Jump, which I should have just stopped earlier. But I'm just going to get through White Acropolis Section 1 pretty quick, because Section 2 is where it's interesting. Section 2, we basically use the results screen in order to skip the results screen. Because this results screen is a very unique position compared to any other stage in Sonic 06. It doesn't have a goal ring. The stage ends when you hit when you destroy all 5 searchlights. So the results screen is just wherever you are, which results in something quite interesting when paired with results breakout. Pause clip through here, you can skip having to turn on a switch, and then you can do Shadow's combat, which is funny because... yeah, he can do extra hits with his additional kicks if you're, like, aimed onto the enemy correctly. I don't know why that is. It just is. It doesn't look natural, but it's just how he attacks. I don't know if they intended that to happen, but it's super useful. Anyway, results breakout we're going to set up here. We're first going to play as Rouge for a bit, because I guess you can't have too much Rouge. That's my new catchphrase. We're going to do a little bit of a ceiling clip here. I don't know why I said a little bit. We're going to do a ceiling clip here. I'll land myself here, and if I jump as I clip through, bam. Yeah, you can just... what is a wall in a Sonic game? A miserable pile of secrets. So we're going to swap to Shadow, and I'm deliberately not going to hit this checkpoint. That is deliberate. I'm going to destroy these so they don't annoy me. Then we had to go in this buggy. We had to shoot down all 5 of these searchlights. Now, I have practiced so often on this stage because this is so annoying to do, this sort of aiming. Trust me, I'm making it look better and easier than it is, because this isn't any of those words. Okay, we got those 4 there, and we have a 5th one here. Now, if I've done this right, because I've swapped without switching characters, I should results break out right now. If I press forward, I get a text box. The controller is now down. Yeah, so, bit of an issue there. Time, by the way.
Very nice.
This game has the same flag for the fade out of the results screen as it has for swiping down the text box of dialogue. So if you spawn a text box on the results screen and it fades out, as it normally does, it allows the results screen to end early. That saves 7 seconds. And it can even be, if you delay the skip, if you delay the dialogue coming up and then going out, you can actually get it to skip the gold medal animations as well, which is used in the 100% category. it looks like the game freezes, but it then recovers and then fades out on the gold medals, and it's all fine. Anyway, that is the Glitch Exhibition, folks. I want to say thank you again for having me. This has been such a fun time. I really hope everyone enjoyed these runs. Not just my own that I've had today, but all the runs we've had so far. It's amazing to see, almost $2,500 now on this one day alone. Please make sure to keep on watching. You got a wonderful set of runs still to come. If you're interested in ever looking at what I do as an 06 runner, as a Mega Man runner, you can always follow me on Twitch at FocusSight, FocusSight. I try to stream regularly, but, school and work can be hard. Keep on supporting Sarah. Keep on making sure to donate as much as you can. And I'm really hopeful we can reach $3,000, hopefully by the end of today, honestly. Thank you, everyone.
That's a challenge.
Here's my little wasp
Thank
saying
you for
bye.
being here.
I don't know if it's...
I get the message. I see it. I see the wave. But thank you so much. This has been absolutely a treat. And again, big shout outs to Focus, everybody. That was such a great run and such a great glitch exhibition as well. We are getting set up for our next run, which, let's think about it. We've seen Sonic the Hedgehog. We've seen Sonic the Hedgehog 06. I guess there's no more Sonic. That's too much. Wait, no. Hold on. I'm being told we have more Sonic the Hedgehog. Sega Sonic the Hedgehog is up next. It is a 3-player co-op that we are getting set up for right now. Everybody, we're going to take a quick break while we finish getting that set up, and we will be right back with Saving Sarah. All right, everybody, welcome back to Saving Sarah. What an amazing day it has been. What an amazing weekend it has been. And we still have so much more planned out for you all. I cannot wait. I do want to give just a little more information on why we're here. We are here supporting Sarah, also known as Doodleplex, with the Saving Sarah Mutual Aid event, which is run from this Wednesday to Sunday, October 5th. She is currently facing housing insecurity due to a harmful family and relationship situation and needs our help to get back on her feet. Every donation goes directly towards securing housing and financial stability for Sarah. Sarah is a valued member of the volunteer community who helps out wherever she can. So now we're here to help her. Type exclamation donate in chat to donate to Sarah and exclamation schedule to see all of the amazing runs that we still have yet to come. And again, we are so close to that $2,500, chat. I am so proud of you. And speaking of which, we have just opened up a new bid war for Hades 2. You get to decide which animal familiar will be picked and used throughout the run. Chat, I'm gonna butcher these names and I'm so sorry. Freenos the Frog, Rocky the Raven, and Hekuba the Hound. Maybe I didn't butcher them. But, and also Gale the Polecat. You have these options for the bid war. We wanna see which animal familiar we're gonna play with in Hades 2. So make sure when you are donating on that donate page, you'll see the option to add that bid war incentive. Make sure you add it there. It'll go towards it. And it'll also, again, it's helping out Sarah. It is going to great work. You are doing absolutely amazing, chat. And again, chat, we're getting set up for our next run. It's Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a 3-player co-op. While we're getting that set up, let's talk a little bit more about why we're here. We'll talk about housing difficulties right now, because housing is very difficult to access in the United States, and the problem is worsening every year. According to Habitat for Humanity's State of the Nation's Housing Report in 2025, more than 20% of all types of housed people were cost burdened, and that housing prices continue to increase relative to incomes year after year. We can help each other become more housing secure with mutual aid and community support, like we're doing here today with Saving Sarah. And I don't know if you all see it in chat, but we do have a runner preference for that bid war. Gale the Polecat in general, but Rocky the Raven is best for speed running. So are we going to help or hinder our runner here? Make sure you get your donations in, attach it to that bid war for Hades 2. In chat, just in case y'all missed it, we could also get the frog for hard mode. Again, we're super close to $2,500 raised over this weekend. And you heard the challenge from Focus. Can we see 3,000 over the weekend as a whole, or even as today? I would love to see that, chat. We're still getting ready for our next run. It is Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, that 3-player co-op run. Now might be a good time if you need a stretch break, maybe some hydration, maybe a snack, especially after all the food we've had going on today. Ice cream sandwiches, regular sandwiches. I'm hungry, chat. The food talk today has been a lot, and I feel if I say it too loud, we might continue it in Sega Sonic. Hey chat, we feeling cozy? Well, maybe not too cozy. We still have Sonic. I hear he goes fast or something. But welcome back to Saving Sarah. We are getting set up for our next run. Again, that's Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. And I gotta say, I'm pretty excited to see this run. And not only this run, but we have so many great, amazing runs still on schedule, not only today, but tomorrow as well. We've got Elden Ring Night Rain coming up later tonight, as well as Lego Island, which don't forget, chat, you all have been absolutely amazing. We hit that incentive to get that glitch exhibition as well. You were absolutely amazing. We've also got Splatoon 3 coming up tomorrow. And as we mentioned earlier, we had Mega Man Extreme 2 earlier. We've got Mega Man X first thing in the morning tomorrow. And a personal favorite of mine, we've got some Mario Kart World tomorrow as well. And chat, just to bring attention to it again, we are at $2,460. That is super, super close. That is $40 away from 2,500, which that's mathematically, if I'm doing the math right, carry the 2, divide by the 5, minus the 8 and the chili dogs. I think if we have enough people with a $2 donation train or a $5 donation train, that could be met super, super quick, and possibly before this run is over. Or actually, let's try to get at the halfway mark of this next run, because if you look at the estimate, this Sega Sonic the Hedgehog might be the fastest that Sonic is going all day. And that's saying a lot because, well, we didn't see much of Sonic in the last run, but even when we did, he was still going pretty fast. Exclamation donate in chat. And then don't forget, we have that awesome bid war for the animal familiar you can attach it for Hades too.